Synthetic image generation, more commonly referred to as AI art, but let's be real, calling it art would be a far nicer term than it actually deserves. It's the hot new trend that allows the worst people you know to create the ugliest things you've ever seen because they know damn well an actual human artist would never agree to make this garbage, nor would they have the common decency to pay them to if they did. Now, while we should always look for ways to improve and work alongside AI and ways that can justify its existence, we must remember to always give our flowers, our respect, to the talented human minds who can create absolute masterpieces and peak fiction without these modern handicaps. And to me, there is no better example of this than the Master's Pupil. Released in 2023 as the first project of solo developer Pat Nayum of Sydney, Australia. It's an extremely simple 2D puzzle platformer, so much so that the game completely lacks any dialogue or language beyond maybe the end credits. There are several different levels, but they all follow the same core concept. Navigate the level in order to match your character's color to the associated door. Well, if you can call this a door. Frankly, I'm not sure what part of the eye this is supposed to be or why it snorts all the pigment off of my skin, but it helps me progress, so I can't really complain. The Master's Pupil tells the life and history of the famous French painter Claude Monet. He's credited for basically inventing the Impressionist style of painting. The game takes place inside Monet's actual eyeball, with many of the puzzles in-game having you add the final touch to many of his works, both niche and known. In a sense, you're literally watching Monet's life through both his eyes and his paintings. Now you might think, wow, for a game Xander's really hyping up, this looks really plain looking. What's the deal here? Stay with me. Take a look at the game's visuals. See how each sprite, asset, platform, and background match this impressionist style and look almost as if they were hand painted? It's because they are hand painted with real paint on real canvas. The cells for this game physically exist. Nayum, being the absolute mad lad that he is, spent the more meticulous part of 7 years hand-painting nearly every single visual asset. Yeah, that face you just made, I did that too. Seasoned fans of the channel know I got to interview Nayum himself and play the first bit of his game alongside him in a previous video. I'll leave a link to that video in the description if you want to check that out. But I got to learn quite a bit of insider information about the Master's Pupil, like for example the player character's name, Iris. In fact, Iris was the original name for one of the earliest versions of the Master's Pupil. It was a first-person, endless runner sort of game that resembles a very early version of Haste Broken Worlds, another game I want to eventually look at because, wow. A stroke of inspiration and a general love for painting would eventually give Nayum the idea to incorporate this game's irreplicable art style. Sure, that statement might not be exactly true, but come on, if you look at something like this and think, oh, well, I could just generate that in like an hour, save myself the time, you're completely missing the point. The Master's Pupil serves as a testament to the importance of man-made artistry, the dedication and soul that is necessary in art. Nayum made the conscious choice to tackle this insurmountable achievement, not because he went, well, my game's about painting and felt like he had to. He did that because he loves painting. The Master's Pupil, for its mere existence alone, is a phenomenal project, worth checking out. As a game, this is fine. Yeah, this game was never designed to be super hard or offer a lot of replay value. To be fair, that was never the point. The Master's Pupil is a lot like an interactive art museum, one that displays Monet's great works and tells the story of his life through his art in a simple yet fascinating and addicting format. Not every game needs to be this big blockbuster hit that offers tons of replayability and constant new content for you to come back to on a daily. People just don't have time for that. Some games can just be an experience, and I feel that should be more present of an idea in the industry. All in all, the Master's Pupil is a wonderful experience and a very relaxing game. It's currently available on PC and consoles for $14.99. There's also an available demo that allows you to get about a third of the way through the game. I happily give the Master's Pupil my head of the dog of approval. Tune in next time when I finally get to gush about the most recent game I finished and my first ever Souls-like experience. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching. Peace.